Hey you all, Farmer Jesse here. So today I want to talk about terminating cover crops on a small scale. So you'll like go in and put words there so I don't look stupid. Some different methods, some different things that we've trialed and some different things that we've learned in those trials. Like some weed issues in some places. So let's do it. Alright, first things first, if you are not subscribed to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you are subscribed, you're awesome. Here's the thing, cover crop termination, generally what I'm talking about are your hardier cover crops, like rye, vetch, crimson clover, wheat, rye, vetch, those sorts of things that you are generally terminating in the spring, but this could also apply to summer cover crops like Sudan grass, sesbania, cowpeas, etc. For the fall. So if you want to kill those in like August or something and then use those for fall planting, this also applies. There are three main organic ways of terminating cover crops. Let's talk about each one individually and what they bring to the table and sort of their downsides, because I think the downsides are important as well. All right, so the first two methods that I want to describe require some sort of crimping, some sort of putting the crop on the ground. The reason for that is that if you just throw a tarp or a piece of plastic over top of, say, like a standing thing of rye, vetch, whatever, three things will happen. The first one is that it won't terminate very fast. It'll take 3 times as long to terminate. The second thing is that the wind could get underneath the tarp and pull it off. And the third thing is, actually I don't have a third thing, you may have to make that up. Important thing here is that whatever you're going to kill, terminate, has to be put against the ground somehow. Mowing, crimping, you can use a roller crimper, you can use a pallet like our buddy Susanna Lane who's been on the podcast, maybe I'll put that one up here. You have to use something to put it flat against the ground, and you usually do that at milk stage. You can terminate cover crops early though if you use these next two methods. So technically crimping on its own can work. It is not always as effective. In our experience, it really does rely on you hitting it right when the cover crop is actually at that milk stage, right when it's flowering, but not quite to seeding. You don't really want to press seed into your ground. But technically, you can kill a cover crop through just crimping. I should probably just say I'm not going to discuss herbicides, and then obviously not tillage, because that's the other way that people often terminate cover crops, is just mow it, till it in, and then plant from there. I'm talking just strictly in the no-till sense. First method I want to talk about is this tarp here. So cover crop is pushed against the ground, kind of like I just described. We did it with our power harrow. I actually turned the power harrow on. It's not touching the soil, it's about 3 inches above the soil. I turn it on so it sort of rips the tops of the cover crop and sets it down. It's actually kind of effective. I call it crimping. Yep. Anyway, put the cover crop down, lay the tarp over top of it, and then you essentially just allow this to break down for several weeks. It's gonna take a minimum of 3 weeks to really get that to kill the cover crops and also stop any weeds that are germinating, or germinate any weeds that are under there to kind of kill those. It's gonna take several weeks. I mean, in 3 weeks of really warm weather is kind of a minimum. That's a technique that I sort of first saw from Daniel Mays from Frith Farm, who we love, does great work, puts it down with a board. Just a board, stomps it down, covers it with a tarp for several weeks, and then plants, oftentimes they're fall brassicas, which are some of the most amazing fall brassicas I've ever seen. All right, so the negatives with the black tarp, with the occultation, which you can also use for just clearing a plot of land, right? Like cover crops like a sod, so you could do that, the same thing to clear a plot of land, is just mow it, put a tarp over top of it, and let it break down over a period of time. Problem is, it takes a really long time. I do think some anaerobic microbes build up because there's no light transmission, right? It's no air transmission, no light transmission, no water transmission. It just gets kind of anaerobic under there. That's one thing that I do worry a little bit about, but obviously Daniel and a lot of other people have had really good success using this method. It's also a lot of plastic, which should be a concern. It's a lot of plastic. And also there's the concern with phthalates, which may come from certain types of plastic, polyethylene in particular. We know that phthalates are not good to eat, not good to consume. We don't know how plants take them up, really. There's not enough information on that yet. You know, that's just a couple negatives of using that. It takes a long time, takes a plot of land out of production for a long time, which means it's not photosynthesizing. That can be an issue. And actually, some of those downsides are why I do like the next method, which is solarization. Solarization is clear plastic, right? Like you'd use on a tunnel, that heats up at probably 15 to 20 degrees more on a sunny day than your average black plastic. The advantage of that is it kills your cover crop faster. So you are basically able to terminate quickly, get it uncovered, and get it photosynthesizing again. It's really fast. However, I've run into some issues with that as well. I mean, one, there's the plastic issue, although if you're growing under cover at all, you're gonna need to replace this every 4 years at a minimum, so it's a good way to give that a second life, so that's nice. You don't have to buy plastic that you weren't already going to buy. You just use your old plastic for solarizing and put new plastic on the tunnel. It will germinate weed seed at a deeper level, I think. At least we've observed there are some weed issues that come from that. In the pathways, if you don't sow your pathways to cover crop. So if you don't have a good mulch there in the pathways, it may be worth putting one down immediately after or even before you solarize. I don't know if there's any research on that, but that's kind of been our observation. And the concern often with solarization is that it's getting so hot that you may be killing your microbes, but the period is so fast and quick, I have less concern with that, and I like the idea of being able to get it re-photosynthesizing quicker, because then you're not building soil if you're not photosynthesizing. So you really do need to, it's really nice in that situation where you put your plastic on for a few days, pull it off, and then get plants immediately planted into that, and I think that's a cool option. All right, so another thing that we've been doing is we've been just straight up mowing it. This is kind of a method I think has some potential in that basically what we do is we use our flail mower, which is lowered. This is how we do our bed flips, and we've talked about this. Maybe I can find a video, I'll put it up there. Basically, we mow really low, so it all but terminates the cover crop, and then we wait a few days, and then we mow it really low again and we plant. So in this case, I put in some sweet corn, because sweet corn is delicious. But what we found is that that method kills 99% of the cover crop. So like you can see, here's like a little patch with some rye right there and right there. It's not, there's like a little bit coming up here and there and not in any great quantities. But rye also doesn't love the heat, so it dies pretty easily, and it's not like jumping back up. It's not taking over anything. And so I can just come through and clip it out as I need to, as it comes up, and it's good to go. The mowing, however, does leave a lot of room for weeds to come back through. So this is one of the big negatives. It doesn't use a bunch of plastic like the other two methods, but it definitely does leave some room for weeds, which it also makes really hard to cultivate because you have all this like light mulch down. I think this is my favorite method so far because it's fairly effective if you're using transplants. Now, if you're direct seeding, it's a different story. But if you're using transplants, it's fairly effective. It's not that hard to get rid of the excess rye. And you know, you may have to deal with some weeds. You could come through and lightly compost over the weeds as a little bit of a mulch, just preemptively after a mowing. But for the most part, I really like this method, and you're not moving giant tarps, you're not taking stuff really out of production for very long. I think it's a pretty solid method. And then I want to talk about some other ones that are just maybe less obvious. You could also, in terms of like putting the cover crop down, you could use a scythe, you could use any sort of mower. And then obviously like summer cover crops, you know, Sudan grass and all these others that are not cold tolerant at all, you can use the cold. So if you live in an area that gets pretty good early frosts and early freezes, you can utilize that to kill off your cover crop, and then you get a mulch for the winter or the spring. There are probably also a lot of things where you could put the cover crop down, maybe cover it with cardboard and a bunch of compost, or maybe just straight up cover it with compost and then put a tarp over it for a few days, let all that kind of just digest. I think that the beauty of the cover crops is that you're gathering all those microbes and nutrients right at the rhizosphere, so you want to take advantage of that as quickly as possible. Anyway, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have any good ideas or good techniques for killing cover crops on a small scale. Trying not to step on my plants here. We're going to do a couple weeks of cover crop sort of stuff, related stuff on the summer shorts, so check those out. Like this video if you like this video. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast and this channel. I always forget that part. And we'll talk to you later. All right, bye. Oh, get out of the garden. Rye, vetch,